Hey guys, welcome everyone to episode 2 of the Unofficial Official podcast, where we talk about how Nikita is ruining our favorite game. I'm Phil, or otherwise known as Fat Stanley or Fat Loot Goblin. This is my co-host B-Wigs, or Ghost Nixon. Want to introduce yourself?
Yo, what's up? my name. Like, why do I have to introduce myself twice?
Just go fuck yourself, that's why.
Oh yeah. Nah, all good. Yeah. This is B-Wigs here.
Yeah.
Also known as Ghost Nixon. Every name I go under by now is Ghost Nixon, but.
Alright, well. Sorry about the delay on our interim between podcasts, but we felt like it would be kind of nice to slow it down, and especially with point one around the corner, we have a lot to talk about, and I think that we should just talk about basically how everyone's going to be hunting for the Mosin.
Alright, yeah, let me break it down. Nothing else matters but the Mosin. There you go. Podcast's over. We ended here. Roaring success.
Roaring success. The Mosin has been added. You can release the game. The game's finished.
When they released the animation snapshots of them doing the Mosin reload, people went nutty.
Yeah.
That was all the Reddit has been talking about for a couple days now.
Well, all the sneak peeks that Nikita keeps on sending out to the people, it's like people freak the fuck out over it, and like they post it all over it, like, oh, this is the bolting action for the Mosin, come, and it's hilarious one. But like, I mean, memes aside, like, point one's gonna have some spoopy stuff. I mean, we have the Mosin, we get the flea market, we get a whole bunch of synchronization updates, so like people aren't zooming through or doors. A new skill. We get covert movement.
Oh yeah, we do get that. So we've always like leveled that skill up, but never it didn't mean anything.
Right, which is like for a lot of the skills in the game, they're just
and also memes. You get it by running sometimes, which I don't understand. You're leveling. I hope they change that, unless. I'm going to be level 99 covert movement by running through bushes, apparently.
This is going to be a very interesting thing, because in one side of me thinks that, like, this shouldn't be in the game. Because, like, you get so accustomed to just the sounds in the game itself, and you just understand, like, how, like, I wear contacts, and I can accurately be like, all right, there's someone to the left of us. I don't know how, how close, but like they're really fucking close to the left of us, and like I got used to that. And now they're adding covert movement, which is supposed to suppress, like, from our knowledge, it's just supposed to suppress the sound that you make when moving around, which sounds great in theory, but like,
sounds awful in Tarkov, though, because it sounds 95% of the game.
Exactly. And they haven't added 3D sounds to the game yet. So, like, someone could be walking above or below you, but it would still sound like they're walking next to you if they're close by.
That's, like, server improvements and 3D sound are, like, one of the most things I'm excited for. But we don't know when we're really getting that.
Yeah, 3D sounds hasn't.
Instead of getting hyped about 3D sounds, because I think that's a very long way away. I mean, I think there's more important things to do. Granted, it is super important, but there's more pressing matters right now. But one of the things I am excited for is AI improvements. There is a ton of AI improvements.
Yes.
Coming in 0.10. And like just looking at the list right now, like the common bots are no longer aiming at the head. Thank God. Because, like, I don't know why, but I know there's people out there that agree with me. Every time you get lag in this game, it's like they just turn into the Terminator and just headshot you immediately.
Yeah.
Whenever the game lags and you hear Suka, it's just
the scariest.
It's a scab telling you you're dead already.
Right.
You just don't know it. Yeah,
And
there's a bunch of good AI improvements that are coming through. Like, I don't know, just a ton of. That's one of the things that'll make this game really, really good. I think a lot of the optimization, and it's almost proof positive when they put out Interchange, because Interchange ran pretty well, and then they added bots, and it just ran like garbage.
yeah,
And I think a lot of the performance that this game gets hit on is the AI, because AI is massive.
AI. Well, and think about it. Every time AI spawns in, like we feel it in some
Yeah.
degree. Like, oh, I'm lagging, I can't play right now. And then it just like your whole game seizes up. And like,
It's definitely gotten better though.
oh yeah, for
as
sure.
as it progresses, because it used to be like, wow, AI definitely just spawned. Now it's like, I think that was AI. I don't know. So yeah,
Well,
they've
I
been
also
working
kind
on
of
it.
feel like some people that happens when people are trying to leave the raid as well.
Yeah, I believe that too. I think also, I wonder how much of it is people loading in,
Yep.
because you know how we've talked about in the past. I don't know if we've brought it up in the past podcast, but if you're slow loading in, you can load in like 10 minutes later than everybody else.
Yep.
So
I'll never forget that kid that was like, oh yeah, it's gonna take me 9 minutes to load in.
yeah,
And then like 9 minutes into the raid, like I could have gotten to a gunfight. I could have gotten to 2 big gunfights and be making it out of the raid. And that means as I'm making it out of the raid, you're just spawning in fully geared and my legs falling off right now, and you can just like which makes
Yeah.
it just fucked up, which is really fucked up.
God, I would be so mad if I was in customs. I spawned like near the Tarkov truck and was running through, got into a gunfight in construction, and was making it to Boiler's exit, and someone just loads in and just like, it's a great day, walks out and sees me all effed up and one leg and no arms.
Yeah. But like I want them to like improve on that part of the game. I mean that's a good thing about this, even though it takes years for this game to get updated. Like at least the updates are coming, and they to some degree are logical in my opinion, which is a good, which is a good thing. But another thing that isn't going to be added right away that I'm very, very excited for, besides the AI improvements and like let's like go a little lateral, is apparently a few weeks after this patch we're gonna get the flea market,
Yeah.
which is like it's gonna be an interim patch where like this huge update happens where we no longer have to do shady shit over the internet to get our trades done. Like
Yeah, we don't have to go on I think it's Tarkov trading.
yeah, Tarkov trading.
Tarkov trading. We don't have to do anything with like. It's always nice. I think the discords are gonna be popping, like individual discords for. Like, I think there's always gonna be trading through the discords, because in a pinch, like, why not go to someone within your own community,
Yeah,
or like people you hang out with, and be like, hey, do you have this? And hopefully they give it to you for free or something. But I don't know. It all depends on how well the market goes. If people are putting suppressors up for like 3K, 30K over what you should be getting them for, or like stuff like that, I don't know. I really hope it's not too crazy. I hope it's like current pricing right now, where it's like, I'm rich, I don't have to, I just want to buy every mechanic quest. You can do that.
Well, it would be interesting if they go like completely Eve with it and they just turn that into the economy, where they are
Yeah.
basically like, okay, guys, we're gonna start making the actual traders that you love and enjoy. We're gonna take like 80% of that away, and like you get some stuff to like just survive, but like most of the stuff, like you gotta go out and hunt and trade and like really like go out into Tarkov and live in Tarkov in order to like get the best shit. And I brought this up a few times as like it's like I feel like there are some parts of this game that are really, really hard, and there are some parts of this game that it's just like, oh well, this is really fucking easy. Like,
Yeah,
like the fact that you can go in this game right now and basically deck yourself out with the best tier gear every single time if you had the resources for it. Every single time. And like there's like no real penalty. Like you can afford it, which is fine, you can do it, but like it makes it so easy for those players to just like, oh, I'm gonna buy Ford armor, or I'm gonna buy Gen 4 armor and fast MT and and M4 with the best armor piercing ammo and all that shit.
Yeah, I'm really hoping that I really hope that they don't put scab bosses on every single map, because like maybe I'm moving. We can talk about this later, because I think right now we're just talking about improvements. But I kind of want to whinge and say like,
Yeah.
customs is a little awful now. Like it's fun to run once in a while, but that map is done. Like questing on the map is awful sometimes. Sometimes you get lucky and it's like, hey, this is old customs still. But then the next one, every run you run into people with like Gen 4 on.
Well,
Because they're hoping to run in a scab boss and get out with like 4 AKs.
my problem with customs, my biggest problem with customs is the angles, and particularly the angles when you're trying to escape boilers.
Yep. And also just the spawns. I think if they fix the spawns on that map, it'd be so much better. But I don't know what they could do, because I don't know that map. I think they need to make that map a little bit bigger.
Bigger? Yes. That's like every single map in the game. I think they need to make, like, except for like Shoreline and Interchange, like the rest of the maps need to be bigger.
I don't think you can spread out the spawns on that current map and make it reasonable. You know what I mean? I think this is like so crazy sounding, but I honestly think you need to make the map bigger. I think that I don't think it's kept up with the game well. It has not aged well as a map. And then to also put in a scab boss potentially on every raid made it even worse.
Well, the heart was there. They were like, all right, we want to add some more life to like this OG map customs.
Yeah.
Let's add a scab boss. The fucked thing is that it's so concentrated, and I've heard you made this argument to me before, and tell me if I'm wrong. But you said if you spread the spawns out too much, make the maps too big, it becomes too much like a walking game. There's not enough loot for the players. Have you said this?
To a degree. I don't think I said that exactly, but the thing I hate about like Shoreline to me is a perfect map. If you wanted to be a little loot goblin and like I don't want to die, I just want to go along the shoreline, kill a bunch of scabs, hit 3 safes, go on Loot Island or Barge Island or whatever you want to call it, the island that's connected by a barge, and like do the safe route relatively. I say safe. I mean, it's still Tarkov. You can run into shitters anywhere, but
Anywhere.
like majority of people on Shoreline are running to resort, so you can kind of do your own thing, and if you wanted to, you can play it safe. Like there's I think 4 safes that you could hit up that aren't in resort, and if you're trying to like farm Bitcoin, get rollers, gold chains, like just money, or like find guns and kill scavs, there's a route you can do where you just avoid the hot zones. Or if you wanted to go in hot, you could go into resort. It has like multiple things you can do. Interchange is everything is in the one building.
The mall.
And it's the mall. And that's fine because it's so big, it kind of works, right? But the thing that doesn't work is the spawns. The spawns on Shoreline are kind of poopy sometimes, but for the most part, they're fine. Like the only spawn I don't like is someone can spawn on the beach and someone can spawn a little bit away from the beach. So basically when you're running down the beach, someone with a decent scope can pretty much kill you. And there's also a spawn near gas station if they spawn up in the woods somewhere, I think, where you can just run towards Shoreline and camp and wait until someone goes on Loot Island. But that happens, I feel like, rare than usual. Like Interchange, you can spawn like right behind someone practically, or on customs it's even worse. 3 people can spawn in a little section, and it's just
It's like
chaos.
it's honestly customs reminds me of the game mode in Red Dead Redemption where everyone's in a circle and like has pistols out and like has to I forget what it was called. It's like Mexican standoff mode or some shit like that.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah.
But like what I wanted to say is like although this is not in 0.10 guys, so like take this with a grain of salt. Nikita has come out and said in the future, because people have this idea. Like I have this idea with a lot of the maps that I play that I have this loop path where like the most optimal loot spawns, so I'm going to take this route where I know the angle's best and I can defend and I can attack and push and I can raid and loot. What Nikita has said is like basically if players in the game keep on hitting those spots consistently, high class loot will not spawn there anymore. And you'll have to find where other places where that loot spawns. And then if that place gets looted up consistently, the spawn will change again. So it will consistently change those heat maps of where people keep going. And that's supposed to try and keep these maps fresh. So the whole spawning thing that I want to hark back to is really important on these maps like customs, like factory, like all the maps except for shoreline pretty much, even shoreline, they need to grow. Yeah. Even if it requires the player to, walk for a little bit, like I think that will improve the gameplay so much because it gives players a more an even plane of existing,
Yeah. The problem is like the map isn't 14 by 14 square. It's a like in all the maps except for factory, I assume, are like they're not perfect squares, so you can't evenly place out the spawns, and that kind of screws over a lot of people because like there's always spawns that are going to be closer to loot than other spawns, which I don't really care so much about that. I care about like spawning close to people. Is like I want to spawn in and like know, okay, I'm gonna start walking the dorms. I could run into people there coming from that spawn, instead of like spawn in. All right, pucker your butthole. We're gonna get into a fight right now.
Right.
And if someone loads in faster than me, they're sprinting around. I don't know. I just kind of protects people on multiple levels when the spawns are fleshed out a little bit.
And that's what, again.
And I'm not saying by any means like, oh, I know how to fix this. This is simple. You put this spawn there. It's going to be a really hard problem to solve. I have no idea how to fix that.
That's why I'm really interested. Again, this is not going to be in 0.10, but in 0.11, they're going to add a new map, which is Terra Labs. And this is going to be, apparently a map size in between factory and customs. So it's going to be a pretty small map. But like this gives them a opportunity to say, all right, well, here's your chance at fixing the fucking spawns or making it more playable. Yeah. And it's also interesting is like they all plan on making this one huge map eventually anyway. Like how are you going to interconnect it all? And because that's what it's all planned to be. Like all these are assets for this big meta thing that they're gonna release in
I think
years.
We're so far from that.
Well, yeah, I think we're honestly like a year and a half away from that, if like maybe more.
I would say more, dude.
I'm in this game for the long haul. That's why I'm just right now. We said this last podcast, like this might be the only version of this game we ever get to play, and it's so fun. Right now, it may change into something even greater or worse, but right now it's amazing.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think we should move on to like another topic, like for instance, like how they're doing all these redesigns.
Before we move on to this, can I bring up something?
Yeah, go ahead.
And it kind of goes in with improvements and patching. I really I'm looking through this list and it's like, okay, Look, we have a fixed locations curb so near gas station that used to disappear pretty surely. Oh, really good. Scav exit from factory doesn't overlap with the safe. Okay, cool, great, awesome. And I'm looking through, but there's like so many of these that are huge glitches that I don't see in here. And finally, they admit, like, we're fixing the factory door that's caused the invulnerability glitch. So they said they're fixing that. Amazing. Great. But also, I don't think in here, and tell me if you can see it. I'm just not seeing it right now. But on customs, they haven't fixed the place where you can lay down in the river and go completely invisible.
No.
Like, there's bugs that we've known about forever.
Well,
And
because like
they
I have a
just try
feeling
to
that
do
those
it.
are all like entrenched in the game code that they're like trying to sift through manically. Like,
Well, the thing is though, you know how long it took them to fix the glitch on interchange where you could run up the thing and fall through the map and you would get like strength experience and what's the running one?
endurance.
Endurance. Jesus, I couldn't think of that. That they fixed that like pretty quickly compared to like the invulnerability glitch, which is game breaking. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure all of these are hard. I think the invulnerability glitch was probably harder because they couldn't just block off the way how to get there. You know what I mean?
Well,
But
what I think of is when it comes to things like this is I think of the uh, the gun glitch, like the pistol glitch,
oh yeah, that was in the game for
forever,
ever.
and they finally weaved it out just barely, and like, but like for forever that like was a huge part of the game. Like, oh well, this kid's pistol glitching, so fuck him, right? He's the worst. He's literally the worst. He's someone that goes into a game like this and risks nothing.
Yeah,
Like
risks his dog tag that he already doesn't get.
yeah, like at least the hatching goes in with balls and is like I'm going in with nothing. Like,
Yeah, like, geez, I hope this works out for me. But oh
but
man,
so like I'm sure that stuff is coming. The things that like are huge that like I wanted to touch on is how we're in 0.10 of this game. We're about to be in 0.10 of this game. And there are so, and we talked about this last podcast, is that there are so many mechanics and in-game designs that aren't even in yet.
oh yeah,
And on top of that, they keep on adjusting everything that they've already implemented. Like here, we have a redesigned system of the network interpolation, which is going to increase precision movement, reduce delays, and increase hit detection. Huge. Huge.
yeah, agreed. That is massive.
It's massive. So like the fact that they're going to do shit like that is fantastic. So
But
like
yeah, I don't know. I just wish like in my mind to fix that bug where you can lay down in the water and you're completely invisible and you basically just sit there like an asshole and wait to hear somebody and then pop out of the water and blast them. Like just put like a barrier there or something. Just put like a physical barrier like they did with the getting outside the map glitch. I don't know, man. There's maybe it's more than that, but I feel like when they finally learned, like, oh Jesus, there's a game breaking bug that everybody can get skills and stuff. Oh man, we're gonna patch this and we're gonna wipe everybody's skills. But then like, oh, you can literally be invisible for a second unless you know where that spot is and happen to check.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, how often do you die from that area?
I've maybe twice, but even then, like everybody knows about it, and we've known about it for patch after patch after patch. So it's not like it's not a huge problem, and I'm almost certain that like not a lot of the community knows about it. But I mean, I saw Anton do it on a stream. It's to the point where like a lot of people know about it, and it's never been fixed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So just little stuff like that where I'm like, it's not game breaking, yeah. Just you can work around it, but at the same time, it's frustrating. But yeah, I think what's the one thing you're most excited for about the improvements?
Oh, the improvements for this patch? Like, about this patch, you mean?
Yeah, the upcoming patch. Yeah.
I mean, I think I am really excited for the redesigned system of the network. I'm interested to see how that is. I I was about to meme and be like, oh yeah, I'm fucking excited for the Mosin, obviously.
What are you not excited? Is that your way of saying you're not excited? Are you memeing on me right now? Breaking news.
Anything.
Hop's a shit cunt because he doesn't want the Mosin.
The only thing that anything that increases like or decreases network delay or increases hit detection or or increases FPS, doesn't cause a jitter, I'm all for. That's like my first thing because like that's the decisive factor between firefights. Like if I have my LCAN, you know, and I can zoom in without losing like 45 frames out of nowhere, and then I, you know, go back to normal. Like luckily I have a beast PC so I can handle that shit. But for like any other retard, it's awful.
Yeah.
I can outgun your ass because you just have a bad PC. Or like, I mean, this game isn't optimized, but it's honestly like this game's not optimized and we're 0.10 guys. Come on, let's be real. But it's just fucked. It's really fucked.
Yeah. But yeah, I think mine. I mean, I would say network improvement. Obviously, I think anybody who doesn't say that's crazy. But at a certain, I've come a little bit complacent. I'm like, oh, it's fine. It lags a little bit just because it's Tarkov and.
Now I'm so
dealt with this forever.
We're so used to it by now. It's like
so it's just like, oh, I died to lag there. That's unfortunate. Instead of like, oh my god, come on. But I think like other than network, I think probably AI improvements because I saw in the upcoming patch how they posted we're gonna make it so scavs aren't just like blind, deaf, and dumb when you're behind them. You know how you can walk, like, you could literally tickle a scav if you wanted to. You could get that close. If they're behind sometimes. Like, sometimes they're just the Terminator and they'll turn 180 and start fucking shooting before you even see them.
Yeah. No, I changed my mind. The thing that I'm most excited for this next patch is the improved accuracy of grenade throws for all bots.
Yeah, that's going to be so fun. I hope we're just walking through interchange. I think I hear a guy. I think I hear you.
And he just throws like, No, I'm afraid of the RGDs, dude. Like, that's what I'm afraid of. Like, instead of shooting first or screaming something at us, they just throw a frag first.
You like pen drop and butthole puckers.
And that would be fucked up because that would make me feel like it's a player. You'd never that was something a player would do if they wanted to really fucking kick your ass.
Yeah, just immediately nade and then start firing.
Yeah, because you don't know where the nade's coming from.
So spooky. You want to talk about the trades?
Yeah, I wanted to talk about how Nikita keeps on coming to the fucking Reddit and asks all the plebs what they want. Like, all these idiots are like, I want this because this makes sense. I want a M4 so I can build my dream M4. I just want the baseline. I want to build my dream M4, Nikita. I'm making a trade. And I'm like, just shut the fuck up. Why are you doing this to the game? Like,
I'm so happy that he's listened to a couple of the trades that are a little wacky, to like I thought at first.
No, don't get me wrong. Like I'm memeing. Like I think some of the
Yeah.
trades are really good, and like some of like a lot of them make sense.
I don't think there's a bad trade unless you count still the Prapor Makarov for a statue.
I hope they won. Like I haven't checked. I hope they got rid of that. They probably
Nope,
did.
it's still here.
It's still there. Wow.
Yep, I'm looking
Fuck
at it
you,
right
Nikita.
now.
What the fuck's wrong with you? Get on the podcast.
You know everything nice we just said. Yeah, screw you.
Yeah, fuck you,
You're
dude.
awful. I do like some of the new trades, like a bunch of the Glocks that used to be like Bitcoins, I think, right? Are now like random assortments of trades. So
The Spartan Glock for 2 or 3 magnets is unbelievable.
Unbelievable. Yeah, it's really really nice. Also, the one for the 2 WD-40s, I find those all the time for some reason. The WD-40 cans.
Yeah.
So that's pretty nice. Also, the Glock that comes with the 50 rounder. There's 2 trades for it now. One of them is a power bank, which I don't know if I would do that trade because power banks are sometimes rare. I found like 3 of them this wipe. And I think you need 2 for like a quest or something, or maybe a quest item. Yeah, I think it's a quest item. You can do a trade for it, and it requires a power bank. So I don't know if I would do that. But 4 cowboy hats for a Glock with a 50 rounder. It's pretty spoopy. But yeah, I like a lot of the trades. You could get a fully kitted silence MPX with a Bravo on it for 5 DVDs and 2 UV lamps. Like, I know the MPX isn't like the greatest gun it was revered to be when it first came out, but that's a pretty decent trade to have like a fun little silenced SMG to take in a factory. Like, I would probably just take off the Bravo and use it on something else, but that's a pretty decent trade. And also, like, every quest item that Mechanic has now that used to take forever is amazing. The scope that you need for the DVL quest, I think it's the Mechanic Gunsmith 5, I think. You can do that trade, so you get the like mount for the scope and the scope for like it's a ridiculously easy trade. It might take you a while, but it's so simple you can find it eventually. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I really like some of the quest items being like trade ups, basically. Being able to make tool sets now, amazing. Just, I don't know. They're moving in a really good direction. The one thing I hope they do make a trade only is flash nades. Either make them more expensive or make them barter only. Because
Azera is only what, 2K, 3K?
2.9.
That is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like,
being able to buy 4 flash grenades for the price of 1 RGD is a little nutty, if you ask me.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
No.
that doesn't make sense.
And
I think it needs to be rare, or at least barter only. Like, I make it expensive or barter only, and I'll be so happy. I just don't think it's fair to go in a raid with 4 flash grenades and be like, "No, this is balanced." And I put that up on Reddit and asked people, but I got a lot of hate for that. And it's like, okay. Like, some dude just outright was like, "You want to make everything barter? Why don't we make the game barter only?" And I was like, "Shut up, dude. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, hey, this thing that's like pretty nutty right now, can we tone it down a little? I'm not asking you to like change the entire game. I'm not asking you to fucking rewrite half the code. I'm just like, hey, I think this is a little ridiculous. Can we agree on this?" And most of the people are like, yeah, that is a little ridiculous. But then you also have the shitters who are like, no, it's the only reason I'm getting kills right now. Never nerf this. You're stupid if you do. And I think that's a lot of where some of the raginess comes from the community sometimes. It's like, I think they use things and they're like, this isn't awful at all because I get kills with it and it's fun. It's like, yeah, but at the same time, it's a little broken when I can go into a raid and throw 4 flash grenades.
the ability that they give you to push with flash grenades is
It's
crazy.
insane.
It's insane.
Even if you don't like necessarily fully flash them, black screen, can't see anything.
It's so disorientating.
Yeah.
Like, in the levels of flashness, like, if you know you get a good flash on someone, the game's over. Like, you see them, like, just basically do
running into a wall.
running into a wall, or they start, like, proning and, like, just, like, slowly crouching forward, hoping that they are, like, encroaching behind cover, and, like, you just blast them.
Yeah. Also, what do you think about the Flash being level 2? Do you like that, or do you want it pushed up to level 3? Because at level 3, you can finally just outright buy the RGDs. Level 2, you have to trade for RGDs with a ES lamp. But at level 2, you can also just straight out buy flashes. I think I'm fine with that if it was a higher price.
Yeah, if they were a higher price, I'm fine with level 2.
I mean, hell, make the smoke grenades half the price they are right now.
Make the smoke grenades one slot. Like every other
yeah,
grenade.
that's also a thing.
Like, because I would love to use smokes, but they're too inventory invasive, dude. Like, I can't justify bringing smokes in because it just takes...
Slaughter. Yeah.
And
that's an extra mag or a health slot.
Yeah.
So.
And like when we're going against these big boys, like you need that extra mag to put them down. Like.
Yeah, I will. Ever since the ammo upgrade, like I used to make fun of people who went in with like more than 2 mags, but ever since they added like the slow reload mechanic where you sit there, put one in the mag over and over and over and over and over until it's full, I totally understand people bringing in as many mags as they want to now, because it's just better in a gunfight. It's like, I could think and be like, oh, I need to use my ammo sparingly. Or I could be an asshole and literally just start blowing through mags. Because that's how you're going to win sometimes, is if you pen somebody in a corner because you're like, I've got 2 60-rounders and he's running around with a scab vest that can only realistically hold 3 mags. And he's going to drop one of them. So, yeah. I don't know. Just, I don't think having a 2-slot smoke grenade, that's also an old World War II smoke that takes like fucking 3.5 seconds to pop. And then it's got also bloom time.
Yeah.
So,
the bloom time is what fucks you. I've only seen someone throw a smoke grenade once in factory. And it was kind of...
They were memeing.
Yeah, I think they were memeing in half. It was funny looking, and I blew his fucking brains out. Like, that's how I... do you want to talk about like some of the teases that Nikita shared with us, like that's coming up in the new patch, like for instance the dog tag case, or the scav boss stash, or a crowbar?
Oh, I totally forgot all about that, dude. I totally forgot that even happened.
Or the best thing, the thing that I'm most excited for, the Slickers bar animation. So
oh my god, why is that a thing? That has to be. Please tell me that's a meme. Please, somebody tell me that's a meme.
I think that's official.
Because that's real triggering. You know what I mean? Like, why do we need a Slickers? No, I don't pick that shit up, dude. I don't pick up food in a raid.
Well, it's again.
Unless it's a Tashanka, I'm not picking that shit up.
I hope that was like a legacy, like a year ago they had some fat Russian guy like, eat the Snickers bar, we're gonna get it into our system. But like what I want to talk about is like how the crowbar is being introduced as like a possible like breaching tool for doors that you can't.
Well, in the post it says future breach tool, so I think they're implementing it, but I don't think it's going to necessarily do anything right now. So I'm assuming, man, why would you take a crowbar over just kicking the door down? That's what I'm interested in.
Well, there's some doors that you can't kick down. Like, what if you need a crowbar to get in them?
Oh, are you saying like my thinking is like, yeah, I don't know, man. Like, do you really think
like I'm not even talking about
rooms?
Well, I'm not even saying locked rooms. Like, instead of you needing a key for a room, you need to bring in a fucking crowbar. Like, there's a
Yeah.
lot of rooms that you just can't get into, right? So, like,
Yeah.
what if you need, instead of, like, needing a key or, being just opening it
Some
normally,
doors are just crowbar only.
crowbar only, and it's like you have to have a friend
Yeah.
that brings a crowbar with you. I would love that.
Okay. Yeah. That would be pretty cool. I would say I'm excited about the additional FAL mags and mods and stuff like that are coming out, but I haven't used the FAL yet.
Yeah, we're shit tier and haven't fucking
We
gotten
don't
good
grind because
guns.
we don't play this game 24/7, but I mean, yeah. Dog
Well,
tag case is
dog
pretty
cast
good.
case
Although
is, yeah.
I do think it's a little too late now that you can put. I wonder if because you can put dog tags in the lucky scab junk box, but I wonder if when the dog tag case comes out, they're just gonna like say, okay, you can't do that anymore.
Well,
You know what I mean?
here's the thing: you can't bring the lucky. No one's gonna bring the lucky scav junk box out with them on a raid. This thing is gonna be like, all right, I'm gonna throw this in my gamma or alpha or whatever, and then since I'm a fucking neutralizer, I'm a terminator and kill hundreds of people, I'm just gonna take their dog tags and throw it in this. And then when you kill Cotton or Clean 30 times, you throw all their fucking dog tags in your junk box, and you're like, huh, these kids are losers. I fucking memed on you.
Yeah. Oh, I am excited for the HK 416.
Yeah.
Oof.
Western weapon.
Another Western, style weapon that's going to be really, really fun to use. It's amazing.
I'm excited for. I mean, everything about this game is like really, really slow. I feel like 4 people are working on this game, and and one of them's a gypsy, and but like
careful calling a Russian person a gypsy. Executed them during the Great Wars.
Nikita, get on the podcast.
No,
I want to see more
backpack as well. I totally forgot about that.
I want to see more weapons come to the game. Like, I'm excited for the Mosin and the HK, but like I want to see like just way more submachine guns, more bolt action rifles, more DMRs.
I'm excited about DMRs. Like, I want more DMRs to be in the game.
Yeah.
I guess now we should kind of throw in, like, this is the August 4th, I guess. This is kind of like a throwaway, but who cares? I think it's important to bring up a little bit, even though we missed the mark on, like, when to report on it. But August 4th, the servers, like, just souped themselves and blew up. And then, oh, man, I was like, oh, guess we're not playing Tarkov tonight. And I looked on Reddit, and you were still on, but it kicked me off because I guess I closed the game to, like,
you left for some reason.
Yeah, some reason. I came back, tried to, like, reload, wouldn't let me get in. And I go on the Reddit, and I'm like, I think the servers are down. And you were like, no, I'm still on. I'm like, I'm pretty sure the servers are down. And I look, and the entire Reddit, if you hit new tab on Reddit, it was just like, the servers are down. It's midnight in Russia right now. They don't care about us. They don't care about their game. That I want a refund, Nikita. Nikita, where's my game? I'm just losing their minds.
People want DEFCON 1.
Yeah, dude, this is the first time that's ever happened. Other than when they take the game down to play a patch, like put a patch up.
An unexpected shutdown and everything, like,
dude,
like everyone freaks out.
Freaked out, and they're like, it's literally like, we're about to have a riot on our hands in the Reddit because these kids can't play their game for. It was, oh man, it was like half a day. That got me heated a little bit. I was just, okay, I'm upset too. Darn, I wanted to play Tarkov, but it's not a big deal. Steam is still live. You can go play another game. No, Tarkov is life.
Well, that's when you realize, like, wow, like, every other game is just shit compared to Tarkov. Like, there's, like...
Yeah, right now, it definitely feels like that.
Like, I am waiting for other games to come out and, like, give them a try and shit, but, like, at the end of the day, you go to another shooter game or any other really game that just doesn't give you that same experience that... It's like, oh, fuck, like, your fucking heart's pumping after a gunfight because the way the gun feels, like, everything just feels great. Feels like, I don't know, heavy and how it would be. It doesn't seem like you're sliding around or you're playing fucking Fortnite with like 13-year-olds. Like it feels like a real hardcore experience, an experience. And I want to make that emphatic because like that's what it is, dude. It's a fucking roller coaster every time you play that game. Like sometimes you have to like put it down and take like a few breaths and be like, wow, like that was like really shitty, but like holy fuck.
When you're juiced to the gills, you've killed like 4 people and you're running to the extract and you're just like, oh my god, 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 oh my god. You get out and you're just like, dude, fucking best run of the week.
Yeah.
And you just like, it feels great. You're at first you're just like, I gotta do a lap. That was too much.
Right.
And then you come back and you look at your screen and you're sitting in the inventory and you're just like, I don't even have room for this.
Right. Then you're like, here's the inventory Tetris part of the game.
Here's 2 hours of inventory Tetris, which like I've heard people complain about. Fucking standard edition normies right there.
Standard edition normies, get off my fucking game. EOD or die.
EOD or die.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's a luxury to have EOD, I will say, but Tetris is kind of fun to a degree.
Well, until we get to see what these hideouts are all about, like that's gonna come out in not 1.1, but then you said like it's either gonna be 1.2 or 1.3.
Yeah.
So, I'm excited for big boy content like that really like adds whole new, more in-depth mechanics to the game.
Yeah, I'm excited for stability and overall like gameplay changes. I think honestly, if they get to the point where scavs don't wreck the network of the game and also make them a little smarter, so you don't have like I've had points where I'm playing that game where I'm like sneaking through interchange, let's say.
Mm-hmm.
You come up on a scav and you're like, oh, I see a scav, he's to the left. You ADS, look at his head, and you're like, he's kind of moving, so you're like, oh, I just want to one tap him just in case. I just want one shot, don't want, and then all of a sudden he just fucking turns. And like ESP Spidey sense kicks off and he's so god. like it's not like I'm like, oh god, he almost killed me. It's just the fact that, like, I want to kill him because I have a suppressor and I don't want people, like, everybody in the entire building to hear, like, where I am because the scav just starts popping shots.
Yeah.
And I feel like that happens so often where I wish it was, I don't know, I just wish it was a little more lifelike, but at the same time, I think scavs should be just a little derpy.
Like, I mean, I just don't think we're ever going to reach we're never going to reach an equilibrium where everyone's going to sit down in the big room of smooth brains and it's like, yeah, we all agree that scavs are in a great spot right now. Everything's perfect.
People are always going to be like, they're too strong or they're too retarded.
Yeah.
And I mean, I get it because there's 2 groups of people. There's the I want to play this game 24/7, and then there's the kids who are like, I get killed by scavs twice a week, which I don't get. And I've heard people complain about that. Like there was only one time at Tarkov, and it was when the network was really bad that I felt like I was just getting wrecked by scavs. And also the leg metaing by the scavs is insane. Which that was like my one complaint was like, can they stop just automatically aiming at my legs, please?
I think scavs would be improved so much if they improved if they made them move a little more like a player, you know?
Yeah.
That would do so much. But I also want them to improve the game's optimization to where they can have a lot more scavs on the map. And make it so like scavs aren't like it's here are just 2 scavs or it's 1 scavs. It's like, dude, there's 8 scavs patrolling this area right now, and it's just me and my friend. What are we gonna do?
Yeah, like you take the one on the left, I'll take the one on the right, type deal.
Yeah.
Where right now, the scavs are only in the game to give my position away to the actual players.
Exactly.
That's how I feel, at least.
Like I want these maps to like be big enough to be like, okay, like let's say like two 5-mans just got into a huge gunfight, and one 5-man comes out on top, and there's like only two of them left. Like, I want there to be like, oh shit, like the scav boss like heard that, and he's like sending like a group of guys to investigate, or like something like that, and like that creates like a dynamic event on the map that you're playing. It's like, oh shit, like we just did this. We have to either escape or take these people on.
Yeah. Also, another thing that they said under the AI improvements is so this is interesting. They're adjusting. I'm trying to pull it up real quick because I want to get it word for word. Here it is. Adjustments of unalerted boss behavior. So I'd imagine what they're talking about there is, so he's not just waiting third floor in dorms, staring at a wall, waiting for someone to like roll up in there. Because I've seen I've seen clips of it on Reddit and on Twitch, and I've also seen it with my own two eyes while playing the game, where you just like you go into dorms and you listen for a second. So like I want to hear if some shitters in here running around, and nothing happens. You start walking, you're like, "What? Was that a noise?" Now I have contacts on, so I should hear some. And you literally go up there, and all of a sudden you just hear 4 Sukas, and just gunfight happens. That's happened to me. I ran up from the outside of dorms, opened a door, walked in, unlocked the door, like got the quest item for Skier's Golden Zippo quest, and like came out into the hallway, and all of a sudden I heard Suka and just the scab boss started tearing shots into me. Ran across the room into the bathrooms there on 3rd floor.
Yeah.
It's just like, what the fuck? I didn't hear anything. And I would love to like be outside of dorms and hear like just abhorrent Russian chatter, like Blitz. Just anything. Just hear anything, like, because what realistically, like, I don't know. I think it'd be really cool to hear like Scab Boss like ordering the guys around, and be like, "You go down the 1st floor." I think it'd be very cool if Scab Boss was on 2nd floor. There was like 2 scabs 3rd floor and like 3 scabs 1st floor. So they kind of spread it out instead of just like hunkering down on him. Because I feel like that's a reasonable thing to say. Instead of just everybody's clustered. You know what I mean?
I think that Scav Boss, for them to have Scav Boss literally just be sitting in dorms is a real tragedy, because I think it's so much more menacing for him to be literally patrolling. I love the idea for these entities to be on the move. These scavs to be on the move, because like I love scavs, but to me they like we talked about before, they are just not threatening. Scav boss is not threatening if you know how to engage with them.
If you have any sort of decent ammo,
Flash grenades
for the head, or flash grenades or grenades, you can kill his entire crew with like a 60 rounder.
Yeah.
Just headshot, because it's the toughest thing you're gonna run into that they wear is kivers, and if you have any decent ammo, like you can just blow them away.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I even took them on with PS when the Scat Boss first came out, because I was like, oh, I just want to go into customs to get like one of the early like kill scavs on customs quest, and I ran into the Scat Boss, and I think I just leg meted all of them. So I don't know.
We'll see. But yeah, is there anything else we want to touch on?
No, I think that was pretty much it. I think I've hit everything that I wanted to talk about. We talked about how everybody loses their goddamn mind like once every couple weeks about Tarkov. Like I think the Reddit's a little wishy-washy sometimes. This is the best game ever. No, everybody, there's hackers. You're blind if you don't see it. The servers went down for half a day. I'm refunding this game, never playing it again. And then we'll be like, oh, it's a great game. They're putting in the Mosin. We're just going to meme about this all day. But we're not going to definitely freak out about, you know, how like some of the best helmets in the game don't work half the time.
Yeah.
Oh man, how the mandible doesn't work. But yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah. All right.
We've whinged enough for one day.
Yeah. Maybe we'll come back in 2 or 4 weeks if we fuck up again.
No, we'll make it 2 weeks.
Yeah, we'll make it 2 weeks. We'll make it happen.
All right, so
We
I
promise
think,
this time.
everybody, I think this is we're calling it quits here. This has been a great podcast. This is Unofficial Official. My name is Ghost Nixon. Smooth brain over here is
Fat
Fat Stanly.
Stanley. Yeah, thanks for coming and checking us out. See you next week or 2 weeks from now. Thanks.